Now, a lot of people starting to get up to speed now and have realised that the police are a corporate entity. They're not here for the benefit of the people. They're here to protect the criminals who are trying to murder us. And not only murder us, murder them. So they're totally in breach of the law, Operation Tala, the cover-up. Now, the reason I'm doing this video today, share far and wide, please. It's really important because we need as many people as possible. A lot of the people at your local government, right, they're just not very bright, okay? And unfortunately, until you expose the actual evidence to them, and we've got some very devious people at these local authorities, like Gateshead Council have had this document in many different forms. They've totally ignored it, which basically is a breach of the law, all right, which shows their intent to murder you, whether it be through the electrification of the transport network, etc. Now, this is a notice of termination, and the reason we're doing it is to bring to their attention that we can't support terrorism. So you put your full name in. You can get this from Save Us Now, info@, or from the Substack. You can send it to Substack. Send your communications, and it'll be sent you there. We need to keep a record on who and where these are going out. Okay, it's so that we can assist, because you have to have a good understanding of the technologies to show that they're trying to murder you. Now, we know the WEF is a neo-national socialist cult organisation. We know they're cult members, yeah? You see them by their circles, etc. And what they've done, the cowards, because they know there's a lot more of us than what there is of them, they've tried to brainwash you and lie to you. And the cowards, their main trademark terms are net zero, carbon reduction, climate emergency, sustainable goals. What they mean is they're going to kill you, okay? Now, a lot of people think I'm a bit offensive when I say that. Unfortunately, it's the truth. And a lot of people do not want you to have the truth. And the fact is, you build back better, you're leveling up, you're global warming, all of these narratives, C40 Digital City, it's all party to your extermination. That's it. A lot of people are starting to get it now. Unfortunately, we were just a little bit early understanding the intelligence documents which showed how many they were planning to kill. Public servants, the decision makers at these corporate bodies, right, are currently engaged in the assisting the offence of genocide. Net zero, for instance, brings in electrification of vehicles. They know that varying magnetic fields cause the sterilisation of men, women, and in particular children. They're uninsurable for harm for a reason. So that in itself is genocide. And that's one reason why you wouldn't want to pay them. Reckless mass irradiation. We've now discovered mass irradiation at pedestrian crossings, transport infrastructure. They've got lasers, LiDAR. The whole thing is breach of the law. Okay, mass deployment, and a mass invasive irradiation of the public and gives them cancer. The digital ID capture, it's all part of their plan, and it's one of the reasons why they're putting this stuff out, so they can monitor you through a cityscape. And these C40 cities are nothing more than an extermination camp and an agenda, right, to murder. So the Great Evil Act by these rogues, criminals, your George Soros funded puppet master, whoever it is, right, they rely on the idiocy of the general population. And there's a lot of idiots about, but there's a lot of dead ones, and a lot more dead ones as you see them dropping down dead all over the place. Coppers getting cancers, turbo cancers. I mean, they don't like that one, turbo cancer. It's something the Brigade 77 really don't like, the idea of turbo cancer, because people getting cancer diagnosed and dying within a few weeks, a matter of weeks. That's what you call turbo cancer. This is a genocide, okay? So what we're doing, we're placed them on notice. We know the police are not going to do anything because obviously they've been told on Operation Tala to keep their nose out of this criminal act, this mass murder, which is their own families. It's how corrupted the whole system's become. Police haven't got the bottle to arrest the likes of Matt Hancock, right? We know that all the scientific published peer-reviewed papers show that varying magnetic fields cause a sterilisation, and the reason why you're protected from it in law. However, they've ignored it. Massive invasive irradiation across all your cities, your towns now, brain interface technologies that they're bringing out, drone-type technologies, 5G mesh networks, all dangerous, as well as the fake weather modification. We see it all the time, stratospheric aerosol injection. These are weather weapons. So we are at war with globalist entities, and we've got a lot of puppets in between who just go along as thick as two short planks. This document is to elucidate the truth. It's a statement of fact. These are all facts. We can prove it. Matt Hancock admitted he was getting you chipped, and it's a tracking technology, and they've now built into your transport infrastructure the tracking technology. Not only is it for tracking you, it has the capability to also shoot you and kill you. The IPNIC guidelines, which the government adhere to, have just been breached with a recent document we've got from Germany on electrification of the vehicle infrastructure, which then confirms the sterilisation effect. 100 micro Tesla, which is significantly, this is 10 and 20 times more than radiation levels are allowed to be exposed to the general population due to the fact of sterilisation. So we now know that the electrification and these nanometer materials that they've injected into you will just increase that sterilisation effect. So obviously we're going to refuse. The law is you're breaking the law if you pay your local authorities now, right? Because they're administering a noxious substance in breach of the law, basically radiation in massive amounts, totally unrisk assessed, no environmental impact analysis. In fact, the impact analysis that Transport for London carried out, they didn't take into consideration the radar or the laser detection ranging hardware part of fusion. They have denied it exists. And the courts, unfortunately, are going along with that bullshit narrative. So it shows you we're out on where nobody's coming to assist. We've got to do this ourselves. Null principles, they're in breach of everything. They've just basically broke everything. They broke every single, the regulatory standards on pulse modulated optical radiation, all your street lights pulse, all the headlights coming towards your pulsing, all a breach of the IAE standards. The standards are commensurate with the law. This is to cause you significant detriment and harm and assault using optical radiation as one of the main weapons, as well as the 5G and the radar type technology. We all know what's going on now. The stratospheric aerosol injection, the whole scam about the climate. So the authority is guilty of fraud. Their climate emergency is a total fraud and a deception. Obviously, they're guilty of a number of other offences, including terrorism. There's obviously a political agenda to terrorise the population, terrorising the kids in schools, telling them all going to die because it's getting hot. Well, it is definitely getting hot in the cities because they're turning up massive amounts of radiation emitters and deploying them all over, taking energy off the grid, taking energy out of the grid and pouring it into the environment to kill everything, okay? The accessories and abettors, it's the genocidal agenda. We've got the law. They know they've broken it. We will be taking action against these criminals. What we're basically saying to them is, this is a notice, right? If you ignore this statement of facts, you will be confirming that you are assisting and a party to the criminal conspiracy to assault and murder. Now, we already know a number of the branch advocated counsel who are committing this imminent threat to life, okay? Because these are imminent threats. We've got people at Newcastle Council who are party to this imminent threat. Your local MPs who are basically passing laws to euthanize anyone who gets cancer. That's an imminent threat. So they're encouraging people to die a lot more quickly. This is a statement of truth. And as God Almighty should be all of our witnesses, their crimes and their breach of contract has brought a lot of people to life. I see this every day now. We are the living man God created, right? And we do reclaim all rights and title as God wills it, right? Our God created us, right, to bring these criminals, these globalist terrorists, right, to book. And he has the document to do it. So please share far and wide, get the documents and do what we need to do. We've got to bring these criminals to heel. Otherwise, all that's going to happen, they're just going to carry on. The mass electrification of your public transport by 2035, it'll sterilise you. There will not be an indigenous population. And the main purpose of the mass migration is to cover up the fact that the indigenous population are dying and being murdered in large numbers by these criminals. God bless everybody. Share far and wide.